Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Moon Princess. When last we left off, Shiki was, experiencing his only moments of childhood and enjoyed having a face for the brief time that he will have a full face. Now, let's get back into it, shall we? Inversion Impulse 1. Autumn. The last traces of summer are disappearing today, in a Thursday halfway through October. This is the day when I, Tonoshiki, return home. It's been 8 years since I left. Shiki, hurry up. You're going to be late for school. I hear Keiko-san's voice floating in from the kitchen. Okay, I'm leaving, I call back. I place my hands together in the room that was mine at the Arima's up until now. I'm going. Thanks for letting me live with you these last 8 years. Clap, clap. I fold my hands together in prayer. Then, grabbing my only bag, I leave the room that had become so familiar. I walk through the entrance to the Arima's house, then turned to face it. Shiki? Keiko-san, who had come to the door to see me off, calls my name somberly. See you later. Take care, Mom. What a strange thing to say. I won't be coming back. Never again will I pass through this door as a member of the Arima family. Thanks for looking after me. Please give my regards to Father, too. Keiko-san simply nods. 8 years. The eyes of the person who had been my mother's look so sad. I don't think I've ever seen her like that before. I'm sure it'll be hard for you at the Tono's house. Please watch yourself. Your body is weak. You mustn't overdo it. I'll be okay. After 8 years, I'm just as healthy as anyone else. I'm a lot tougher than I look. I suppose you're right, but the Tonos are different from everyone else. I'm worried they'll be too much for you. I know what Keiko-san means. My home from today forth will be a mansion, an uncommon sight in this day and age. Not only is the house amazing, but the family itself is highly respected. It's said they hold significant involvements in many corporations. To top things off, it's my true home. The Arimas have only been looking after me, but it's already decided. Yeah, it's something that's already decided. Alright, I'll be heading off then. Thanks for taking care of me. I repeat those words one last time and turn my back on the household I'd grown so accustomed to these past 8 years. Sigh. I leave the Arimas and start walking to school with a heavy heart. 8 years ago, I recovered from a serious injury that normally would have meant death. Then, I was entrusted to the Arimas, a family branching off from the Tono family. I had lived with my real parents at the Tono mansion up until I was 9. Then I lived with the Arimas for 8 years until now, my second year of high school. I lived a normal life as an adopted son. Hold on. Lived with the Arimas for 8 years, and he lived at the Tono mansion until he was 9. So he's 17 now. I thought he was 16. I don't know, probably my own failings. I don't know. How many years are in Japanese high schools? I don't actually know. Is it 3 or is it 4? I don't know. In American high schools, at least most American high schools, it's 4 years. I don't know about anywhere else in the world. I also know that not everywhere calls high school high school. It's what is it, secondary school, I think, in some countries. Yeah, I don't remember. from the time I met Sensei, the special circumstances Sensei told me about as she parted never happened, and the glasses hid the lines from me as long as I wore them. The life of Tonoshiki was a peaceful one. It meandered along gently until a few days ago, the day when the head of the Tono family sent word to me. Return to the Tono mansion. The very family that, until now, had shunned me. Sigh. I sigh again. To be perfectly honest, even before the accident, I had never gotten along with the Tono household. Maybe, as a kid, I never liked the formality demanded by the family. Perhaps that's why I said nothing when the old man told me I was going to live with the Arimas. I think it turned out well. I got along well with my adopted parents, Keiko-san and Fumio-san. It's actually Fu, and not, I don't remember all of the Japanese pronunciations. I just remember most of them. It was as if they were my real parents. But then again, Japanese pronunciations are easy because they're always the same. It's is always I, u, e, o, kaki, ku, keiko, sashi, shu, seso. I don't remember the order. I don't remember all of them. I just know that they're always the same and, unchanging. And there's also, I don't remember all of them. There's also no reason for me to go through all of them here. If you're reading this or watching this, you probably have a basic idea of Japanese. So, let's stop rambling, shall I? That's not going to happen. I lived a normal life in the loving family of the Arimas like a real son, just like I had always wished. I don't regret living there, except for one thing. My little sister, 1 year younger than me, remained behind with the Tonos. Yeah, bet she hates me now. It would only be natural. She had to live in that mansion all by herself, under the constant supervision of that hard-headed old man. I could easily imagine what Akiya taught me, the one who escaped, or thought of me, the one who escaped. I let out another sigh. I can't help it. What's going to happen will happen. Today, after school, I'll return to my true home. The Lord knows what'll occur. But for now, I've got more pressing problems. My watch shows 7:45. Homeroom starts at 8 o'clock sharp, and anyone who isn't in class by 8 is marked as late. Clutching my bag, I start to sprint towards the school. Huff, huff, huff. I manage to make it to school in less than 10 minutes. I enter from the back gate, accomplishing a feat that would bring the track scouts running if they knew. Think of it. Today's also the last day I'll come into the back gate. The Arimas and Tono house are opposite sides of the school, with the Arimas being behind while the Tonos is in front. Obviously, I'll be coming through the front gate in the future, and I will not do the huff and puff while I read through Shiki's voice, even though he probably would be. He just ran. And I quite like the lonely atmosphere back here too. For some reason, the back gate at our school isn't really popular. Well, not everybody likes to go into the back door, Shiki. Some people do. Some people like to go into the back door, and other people like it when you go in through their back door, but not everybody. It's not a universal thing. And I should stop making this a really, really bad sex joke. God, I'm not funny. Oh, but I laugh at myself for how unfunny I am. Only 10 people or so, myself included, actually use it. Actually, this reminded me of something. Oh, God. What I said isn't entirely wrong, and the fact that he just said that he actually uses it is not incorrect because of it was CL's H scene. What is it? I She didn't exactly say that, but I know it's a common fucking meme phrase associated with this goddamn game. And suppress Roa in my anus. Why let your memes be memes? Anyway, it's quiet and pretty devoid of people day or night. Clang, clink, clink, clong. Like I said, pretty quiet. The sound of a hammer mixed with a distant bird singing reaches my ears. Hammering, huh? Clang, clink, clong. A half rhythmical ringing comes from one corner of the courtyard. What is that? Homeroom begins in less than 10 minutes. I don't have time to stop and find out, but I am pretty curious right now. We have our first choice. Yay, or something. So, I am going to reveal a bit of information. Just a little bit. I think, and I could be wrong, could be, I'm known for being wrong, I have what I think is a correct route, quote unquote, of early game choices that I want to show off. I don't think it will affect anything. If it does, if it ends up accidentally and because of me being dumb, if I accidentally not get onto Kohaku's route, if I accidentally get not onto Kohaku's route, I will, what will I do? I will come back and do the replay through this in my spare time and, make sure that we're at the correct place. And, blah, 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 and all of that. And I'll do it on my own. I won't make you guys sit through that. But just in case, what you see is what you get. But we're going to see Kohaku's route. And I think the choices that I'm choosing aren't going to mess with it. Although I did accidentally do that the first time I went through Hisui's route. I accidentally got onto Akia's route again. Or it might be whenever I went to do Kohaku's route, I went to Akia's. I don't remember. It's one of the two. I accidentally went into Akia's route instead of one of the maids. I don't remember. So hopefully I won't make that mistake this time. I haven't yet in any of the other routes. Cross my fingers. Okay. With that out of the way, we are, of course, going to ignore the sound. What are we? Somebody that's curious? Well, yes, but we're not going to do that because she doesn't get any screen time. I arrive in class earlier than usual. Phew. I walk to my desk next to the window. Good morning, Tono-kun. An unfamiliar voice greets me. Eh? I turn around, confused. Tono-kun, the teacher was looking for you. I forgot what voice I gave you. Holy shit. I don't know. I guess we'll find it together. We will find it together. Yeah. God, I suck. He said he wanted to talk to you about your house. My home? Must be about me moving. I should have finished the formalities yesterday. Perhaps there's something I forgot to do. The girl doesn't move, but stands there looking at me. Good morning, Yumizuka. Yeah. Good morning, Tono-kun. Looks like you remember my name. Sighing with relief, Yumizuka Satsuki gives a faint smile. I guess it's appropriate that for her, of all people, that I forgot what voice I gave her. Oh, God, I'm horrible. I can remember the names of my classmates, better than I did in school. It's just that I haven't spoken to you much. Yeah, I was a little nervous about talking to you. Yumizuka smiles again. She seems happy about something. Yumizuka continues to stare at me as if she wants to say something else. To be honest, I don't know her that well. Although we're in the same class, I can count the number of times we've spoken. But Yumizuka Satsuki is the center of attention. She's often the topic of conversation among the boys, and there aren't any bad rumors about her among the girls. In short, she's your typical class idol. Naturally, she's always surrounded by a crowd. She's the complete opposite of a loner like me. While I might be able to remember the name Yumizuka Satsuki, there's no reason for her to remember the name Tono Shiki. It seems like some bothersome coincidences are at work today. Tono-kun, can I ask you a question? If I can answer, you can ask as many as you want. Sorry if it's something personal, but you said you're moving. Are you moving somewhere far away? Her voice trails off as if it's hard for her to ask. She clasps her hands to stop the fidgeting. I know it's sudden, but can we be transferring somewhere? No. I'm changing my residence, but not my school. My new house is still in this town anyway, so it's no big deal. Oh, that's good. Yumizuka sighs with relief. How odd. Why would something like me moving cause that kind of reaction? But are you going to leave the Arimas? Yeah. I enjoyed living with them, but I can't leech off them forever. Huh? How does Yumizuka know that? No one at this school should know I was living with the Arimas, except for a certain guy. Tono, fucking this guy. A carefree, loud voice rings out from the classroom doorway. As if on cue, the guy who's been my friend since middle school appears. And yay, we meet my least favorite character in this visual novel. Hi, Inui. Everybody say hi to Inui. I really don't like Inui. Hey, if it isn't Yumizuka. It's not often I see you talking to Tono. Morning, Inui. Yumizuka looks away with an unenthusiastic reply. I guess she isn't the type to respond well to a guy like him. Tono's picking up chicks? What the hell is going on? I thought you weren't interested in him. Arihiko exclaims his joke loudly. Moron, stop spreading lies. I'm a normal guy. Of course I'm interested in girls. Is that right? Good for you, man. Still, these days girls will find it more amusing if you have a weird sex drive instead. But they'll only find it amusing and it won't go any further. His bottomless, cheerful laughter echoes throughout the morning classroom. I let out another sigh. I once again wonder, like I have many times before, how I ended up knowing this person. His hair dyed orange, ears pierced. His vicious glare that shouts he will pick a fight with anyone, anytime, and his wearing of rebellious clothes. Inui Arihiko is the only free-spirited outlaw in our university-oriented high school. You have to be so loud early in the morning. I'm depressed about all sorts of stuff, so stay away from me today, okay? I wave my hands to shoo him away. Depressed? What's wrong, man? Is it that time of the month? Wait, I take that back. Rather than just for today, stay away from me for the rest of my life. My depression only gets worse with you around. Please, don't ever talk to us again, Inui. I've mentioned it vaguely in other routes. In Ark's route, I actually mentioned that I didn't hate him as much as I did my first time through. And then, the more I played through it, the more I remembered that why I didn't like him. I don't like his character. I really genuinely don't. And is the only character in this entire visual novel that I outright dislike. Like, I'm fine with literally everyone else. I'm fine with them. I don't like Inui. I don't know if I'm alone in that, or if that's a popular opinion. No clue. And it's very partly my personality, because people like him, they're very... well, I don't want to get too much into that, but I don't like people like him. I don't. I genuinely don't. Ignoring Arihiko, I head back to my own desk. Let me put this into perspective for you. For the people that are aware, I dislike Arihiko more than I dislike Shinji. And, well, I guess you could probably go with a couple of different Shinjis with Evangelion, but I don't really give a fuck about Evangelion. I'm talking about Fate Shinji, Fate Stay Night Shinji. I dislike Arihiko more than him. And part of that is because, well, my opinions on Shinji are very strange. Which if I ever do in the future, whenever, if ever, I do Fate Stay Night on this channel, I'll go into detail there about my opinions on Shinji, which are interesting, but I don't like Arihiko. I like Arihiko worse, and I will stop mentioning that from now on. I hope. Dropping my bag and take a seat, I stretch out my back. Hey, you can't just ignore other people like that, Tono. You're gonna hurt people with that carefree attitude of yours. Oh, that's news to me. Isn't there some way I can kill them instead? If you can tell me how, I'll repay you by trying it out on you. That's cold, man. Aren't you just a little nastier than usual this morning? Didn't I tell you I'm depressed? Other people aside, I'm certainly not showing any kindness to you. Arihiko sighs. How are you only mean to me, Tono? You're like a saint to everyone else. It's not fair. I mean, have you ever met you? What, you just figured that out? The world's unfair. You're really only mean to me. Arihiko gives another exaggerated sigh. I didn't try particularly hard to be cold to Arihiko. That's just the kind of relationship we have. So, Arihiko, what's a chronically late night owl who never shows up until second period doing in here in homeroom? It's a little... no, it's very odd. I was just thinking that too. Guess being at school on time isn't just for when I wake up early. Well, I won't comment on your hobbies, but what I'm asking is why you woke up early. Why I woke up early? I guess it's because I can't stay out late since all the fuss started, so I actually go to sleep at night now. You heard the stories about the serial killer, haven't you? I see. Come to think of it, I did hear something like that. I feel a tinge of regret at needing Arihiko to remind me. For the past 2 or 3 days, I had been debating whether or not to return to the Tono household, so I completely lost touch with the news. What was that again? They were given a really nasty name, like the freakish serial killings or something. There's more to it. So far, all the victims have been young girls. The 8th victim was only 2 days ago. And to top it off, they were still waiting. Wait, what happened to them? Arihiko tilts his head in contemplation. I'm an idiot for asking him. Yeah, I remember now. All the victims were cut up into pieces and arranged in a pattern or something. No, Inui-kun. Everyone that was killed lost a lot of blood. Oh yeah, that was it. They said it was some kind of modern-day vampire or something. You sure know a lot about this, Yumizuka-san. Not really. It's happening in this town, so it's in the news. You'd remember it even if you didn't want to. Yeah, I think it's just Arihiko's a fucking moron. I see. I thought it was happening in a neighboring town, but I guess it moved down here. Well, anyway, that's what happened. Even I wouldn't be... oh, wrong voice. Even I wouldn't be going on the streets with a killer walking around. That's why I've been waking up at 7 lately. What? That's it? Having a good reason doesn't make a good story. Where's the fun in that? Man, you're cold. What, did you collapse from anemia already this morning? To go back on it a bit, having a good reason doesn't make a good story. That's something I kind of agree with. I'm very much of the opinion of never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So if you have an interesting story, tell it. It doesn't really matter if it's true or not. If people enjoy it, if people like it, tell a fucking story. I do that all the time. I'm a chronic bullshitter, if you will. But I'm very upfront about it. If somebody asks me, it's like, no, that didn't happen, but it was an interesting story, wasn't it? I'm alright. Thanks for asking. If I was anemic 24 hours a day, I'd be dead by now. Yeah, you're right. If you say you're okay, then I guess you're okay. And the bell rings, interrupting our conversation. Hey, class is about to begin. Hurry up and get back to your seat. With the yeah, Arihiko goes back to his seat. See you later, Tono-kun. Yeah. Sorry for keeping you, Yumizuka-san. Her light footsteps tap across the floor as she returns to her desk. And I think this is where we're going to end off this episode. So, next time, well, we continue further on to our school day, and, well, we might get to go to the mansion and meet the important characters for this route. Well, Yumizuka is also an important character for this route, I was thinking about it. We might meet Best Girl in this route, and we will get our first scene before we go to the mansion about Kohaku. Memories, yay! Well, anyway, enough rambling. I hope to see you all next time.